Hello and welcome. Today I'm adding Gunfright from the Rare Collection 1 for the Evercade to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Gunfright was developed by Ultimate Play the Game and was released in 1986 for the ZX Spectrum. It is an isometric adventure of sorts where you control a sheriff hunting down outlaws for bounties. So I suppose he's a bounty hunter. He really wants those coconut-filled chocolate bars. This is a game that I played briefly back in the day and didn't really take to, so there's kind of nostalgia, but it's not really that fond. Anyway, let's go on to the game itself, and let's start off with the graphics. The graphics. Gunfright is another isometric game from Rare, or from Ultimate, using their Filmation engine, much like Night Law. Things look quite clear and crisp, but it's impressive for the hardware. Well, I mean, considering it came out in 1986, it's slightly later than Night Law and doesn't really look much better, but there's a charm to it. Little features like when you get on a horse, it's basically like a hobby horse type thing. There's a bit of character to it, but again, it is still a ZX Spectrum game and the capabilities of that machine were limited. It sounds like a Spectrum game with beeps and chips and whatever. It's not really impressive sound-wise. Now, I just mentioned sound, but there is actually music here, such as it is. There's not really much here to speak of, although personally I found some of the sound effects quite annoying. And when they came up, didn't really seem to fit with the action going on the screen. Just some, I wouldn't say random beeps, but yeah, it's just, yeah, the sound wasn't great, but it's a Spectrum game, what do you expect? And I say that lovingly as a fan of the Spectrum, you know, so yeah, it's okay for what it is, I suppose. Gameplay. Gunfight plays differently from other isometric games from Ultimate Play the Game, or on the Spectrum really. I mean, various ones did have their own unique touches, but Gunfight is more of an action game. You control your bounty hunter sheriff type dude, you navigate the Wild West town and search out the, you search out your bounties. When you find your quarry, you shoot them, and then you have a quick draw round where you have to shoot them before they shoot you. And once that's complete, you then go on to the next one. It's a kind of a rinse and repeat style game. The hazards come in the form of the villagers or the townspeople who, if they walk into you, will kill you because bumping into someone is fatal. I guess they have some kind of pox or lurgy. There's also some which will be pointing in the direction of the of your bounty and your quarry, which will point you in the right direction, but it's only fairly vague really. So yes, it'll point you in the right direction, but navigating the maze and actually finding them isn't as easy as you'd think. All in all, it's an interesting take on the formula and takes a bit of getting used to. But the way the women in the town will just walk straight into you can be rather irritating, and you really need to be quick off the draw with the quick draw shootout sections. I don't think it's an easy game to get into. I certainly didn't back in the day. I think once you've got a grasp of how the game works and what you're doing, there is fun to be had here, in spite of these slight irritations. Overall opinion. I'm still a little bit unsure how I feel about Gunfright. After getting semi-competent at it and understanding what I'm doing, I started to enjoy it, but it also frustrated me as well. And I think it frustrated me a bit too much to really fully enjoy. The sudden unavoidable deaths as a villager comes out of nowhere and plows straight into you gets a bit annoying here and there. Well, it gets quite annoying, there's no here and there, it's just annoying. The shootouts are quite a fun idea, but you really do have to be quick off the mark, and it feels fairly random as to whether you're going to successfully shoot them. And the only way I could consistently do it, well, I couldn't consistently do it, I had to use save states to do it effectively. Every time I would shoot them and be going into that, I would save it. Sometimes it would take me 1 or 2 attempts, sometimes it would take me 5 or 6. Now, that could be a skill issue, there's no getting away from that. But they are quite unforgiving. And although on further bounties it does get more challenging, it doesn't really seem to change all that much, and the loop of the game does get a little bit repetitive after a while. Fortunately, it's a game that is mostly short bursts, so it's not too bad. But all in all, I've learned it, I quite enjoyed learning it. I don't see myself coming back to it unless it comes up as a high score challenge. Ranking. Placing Gunfright on my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever, I've elected to put it above Pinball for the Intellivision, but below Flat Pappy, placing it at 321 out of 458 games that I've ranked so far. Anyway, I think that's everything for this video, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.